What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sunday Nerd Talk. I'll add him in now. He's being annoying, so I had to put him in timeout. So
what?
Today,
Is he being annoying? What?
We forgot our Funkos.
So today we're going to be talking about Wandavision episode 4, which was amazing. If you have not watched it, don't watch this. Go watch it for yourself because
Hold on. First off, you're telling someone not to watch us?
Yes. Go watch the episode.
There will be spoilers.
Or play it with the volume down like Lisa.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get into who's in the chat. Disinfinity, what's up? Welcome in. Annie, Lisa, Amy, Matt, Dad, Glenn, Carlos. What's up, guys? So
what's up, Doc?
WandaVision was amazing this week. I'm very excited to talk about it. What is your problem?
Let's thank Suzanne for getting Carlos to watch a Marvel show.
Hey, can I say something real quick before people start busting Carlos' chops? I believe that this WandaVision is the same type of thing that The Mandalorian did. So Baby Yoda was so adorable. He's drawing people in to the Star Wars universe that wouldn't normally watch. Same with WandaVision. I think it's going to pull people in, and people might start watching some Marvel stuff. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Look at Carlos as a prime example. So let's not tease Carlos, because I know.
Oh, I'm not saying teasing Carlos. I'm just praising his wife for him to.
Yes, I know he's been teased that he shouldn't be watching it.
It wasn't his wife, but we all know it was Suzanne.
So Keystone, what's up? Michelle, hello. Tina, hi. Not really any theories anymore. It's kind of been confirmed what's going on.
Look at him. He's saying no.
There are still a few.
Well, I understand, but we know who's in charge of what's going. We know that she's in control of certain things.
I'm not buying it.
You think there's going to be another twist?
I know. I think there's going to be another twist.
Obviously, there's going to be a twist, but it's interesting knowing that Wanda is in control of certain things. It's very interesting to know, what's going on outside of that little area.
It basically explains the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We still don't know what's quite going on. So.
I understand that. I know that.
Welcome in Tina Marie, the board game and now boxing cheater.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Chris from Dad Builds, sound bites extraordinaire.
So
I'll tell you.
Welcome in, wonderful Walter.
There's a part at the end that I noticed a little thing, and then we can talk about it, but we'll do that later. So
you guys talk. Go.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jeff. Let Jeff talk. He's watched it like 5 times.
I can't stop watching it.
He watches it over and over again. First 3.
First of all, if anybody was going to play Garrett in a movie, it would be that guy that plays Jimmy Woo.
Jimmy Woo.
Yes.
That is Garrett.
Yes, Garrett.
So listen, we're watching it, and Billy's like, I know him from somewhere, and it's something you must have watched. And then we finally figured it out, or I seen it somewhere. He was the guy who played Oriental Jim in The Office.
He was in Office?
Oh, yeah.
In The Office, when we had Oriental Jim, they were playing a practical joke on Dwight.
Yes.
And he was like, hey, good for you to not notice about race. He played Oriental Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, he's a great character.
And I loved how they had Darcy in this movie.
Oh yeah,
in this episode.
I was so excited when I saw it because Darcy is such a wisecrack.
Dr. Darcy.
Dr. Darcy. So Dr. Lewis. If anything, I know watching.
I'm watching and I like it, but I guess to some people that's a problem. It's not a problem for me. I love that you're watching it.
Yeah.
If this was an R-rated stream, I'll tell you what I think of those people.
Carlos, you know what I said? I said it's bringing people in that wouldn't normally watch Marvel, and I think it's great. And maybe it might actually convince you to watch some of the movies. And if not, that's okay too. I think it's great. It's opening up people's worlds.
We actually went back and we watched Endgame.
Yeah.
After we watched this one, just to get the timelines.
Because with that dusting, like how the people were dusting back in.
Let's talk about the dusting.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Now, we had seen the dusting and what happens when the snap was reversed in Spider-Man Far From Home. It wasn't played. It wasn't played out as serious as it was here. Here, you know, in Far From Home, you got a tuba player that was knocked over during a basketball game, and it kind of like it was kind of glossed over. Yeah, there was issues, but here we see a serious side of the snap being reversed. Here, Monica Rambeau loses her mother, which she just happened to be sitting next to, who had a cancer treatment and a cancer operation, and they said the margins were clear. And come to find out, when she was snapped 5 years later, when she was re-snapped and she's back, she's now lost not only 5 years with her mother, 2 or 3 good years that, of her mom being there. Mm-hmm. So here you see a lot more serious. I mean, just think about all those people reappearing in the hospital. Either they were in treatment, they were not in treatment, they were visiting family members that they were. And like the one guy said, they're all coming back and we don't have the occupancy.
And you think about it, people probably were in like surgery rooms when they died.
Oh, that's
you
crazy.
Can imagine they're like doing a surgery and people are like that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. I think it was done perfect as far as the real aspect. Now they say when the snap was reversed, when the Hulk did the snap, welcome in, William.
Welcome in, William.
When they brought people back, when the Hulk snapped, the people that were in airplanes were like not snapped back into place in airplanes. They were brought back safely on the ground or whatever. So they didn't have people just falling out of the sky. Because could you imagine that?
Right. And all the Avengers came back like in through a portal or something, right?
Well, they came back to where they were. It was Doctor Strange who brought all those people together with the portal.
He brought all the Avengers back.
Welcome in, our John Richard Extraordinaire.
Hey, Richard.
Hi, Johns.
Okay, I wasn't thinking about that. Now that makes sense. That's why it took them so long to get there. I'm like, what is taking them so long?
I mean, it's amazing how they brought that back, and just the voiceover. What happened? Huh? The voiceover that you hear when Monica Rambeau is coming back together, you hear some of the stuff that's going on, and you hear of Captain Trouble being called, and that's a line called
Lieutenant Trouble.
Lieutenant Trouble, directly from Captain America, Captain Marvel. Awesome, I gotta say, awesome. Mm-hmm. That scene alone gave us a bit of something that we haven't seen, and we didn't need WandaVision to see that. But it gave us something that we haven't seen outside of the Avengers movie.
It's the first thing that is also, it's tying it all together now. And it kind of, okay, yes, this is in the same universe. It's going on, however many weeks after Endgame was supposed to happen. So, it's, it is relevant to the MCU we know. It's not something totally new that we're, having to get into. So we talked I was on with Dan last night and Walt. We talked about this, and that WandaVision is a new thing, a new style. And and I agree. I'm sure that it is bringing more people in that don't necessarily watch Marvel, or it's getting them excited about it again.
Right?
Marvel, because it's something different.
Yeah.
Hopefully now it doesn't turn people away or whatever, but who knows? I mean, we'll see how it goes. I think it's only going to get better and better. But yeah, I'm excited about it. And if this is episode 4, then I think we're about halfway for this season. So we'll see where it goes from here. So
right. Yeah.
And Wonderful World of Walter, they put in here, and I think we're going to get to that. I mean, so now we see Monica Rambeau. She's re-snapped. She comes back, and then we see her go to work, or SWORD, which is sentient. what was it? Sentient weapons.
Sentient weapon observation response division, which is a little bit different from what the comics was, but it's.
But
Yeah.
when you're talking about sentient weapons, so sentience means living, thinking, weapons. Wanda is a sentient weapon. You think about it. Wanda is a sentient weapon. Vision is technically a sentient weapon. You know, things that were created. You know, any superhero is considered sentient.
You know, Monica and you know, Hayward, they have that conversation as they're walking down the hallway as to who the allies are, and of course Monica, you know, believes in the Avengers, and Hayward is not so much. So there's already
at all.
What's that?
I don't like the guy.
Hayward, yeah.
Well,
which one is he?
That's my thing. He's behind all this.
There is
Who's Hayward?
The guy from Sword.
The sword
when
director.
Monica walked through and like the guy who was talking to her.
Yeah, he's
I
the replacement.
him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is a possible tie-in to Hayward from things that these are a deep dive thing.
Right, but I mean, now see a lot of Keystone. Welcome in Keystone. Hydra. I don't think it's Hydra. I think you're going to see something more of the lines of this could be a rogue faction of any of the extraterrestrials that we see.
See, I'm still in the point, and again, we'll go to the end here of all of it for the episode, but I still believe in the line at the end that Wanda's in charge.
Yeah,
I think Wanda's in charge of the reality that she's created.
This is what I think. I think Wanda has control over small things. She doesn't have control of the fact that she's in this town. She just knows she's there. I don't think and if she was the one that created it, I don't think she's aware that she did.
See, now my different thought, and maybe Jeff was along with my, I think this is what Jeff's coming along with. Wanda's controlling it. Wanda's in charge of what's going on, but I think she's being manipulated.
Yeah,
doing it.
But that's what I said. I didn't say that Wanda was in charge of everything. I didn't say
Billy Joe see you do that, Jeff. She hates it when I do that.
So I guess I'm the only one that thinks it's all Wanda then.
No, I don't think she put herself there. I think and if she did put herself there, she's not aware of it.
I think she is.
You've seen multiple times where they're asked, where are they from? When did they move here? And she cannot figure it out.
Well, because I think she's wiped her own memory.
So, and I
just said that she's not aware that she did it.
Well, possibly.
That's what I said.
But I know she knows that she's there. I think she knows that she's there. She knows what she's doing just from the reaction with Monica at the end.
No, I agree with that, but I don't think she's aware that if she was the one that put herself there, I do not think she's aware that she did it. She's aware that she's in charge of certain things, but I think it's more of a subconscious knowledge. Yeah. I don't think she's like, I created this world.
Yeah. Like, and I just one thing I noticed, like towards the end too, in that one scene where she looks up and Vision is all grayed out. Like I keep forgetting that's going to be there, and it like scares me. You know, when
everyone's terrified.
Well, that's the jump scare. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, what is that? And then when she says something about, and I can't remember what he says, but he says, "Are you sure this is where we want to be?" Or I don't know how he says it. And she said, "Yes, this is it. This is our home." And he looks at her and she said, "And what are we going to watch today?" or something. And he's kind of smiling, but it's like a fake smile. Like it's like he's being coerced into it also.
I believe that Vision's consciousness still is existing.
Yeah.
Yes. His body is not, but he is able to question what's going on.
Yes.
He's able to do this. If the only other person we've seen that's able to kind of question what's going on is Monica.
Yeah.
So people who are there that like are a part of the immersion, they're not really aware of that.
Right.
I think that Vision still has his consciousness, And I think that, I think it's the type of thing where if she's the one who has created it, it's a creation of amnesia.
Okay, Tracy has his hand up. Who dat Dave?
Okay.
What?
I think she has post-traumatic stress disorder from seeing her boyfriend destroyed.
Husband. They were
Her
married.
husband. I think she has issues with the final battle. She's got post-traumatic stress disorder. Someone convinced her to take a leave and make this. I still think that the people in this town, when you're dealing with episode 3, Norm, what was his name? Norm or
Herb.
Herb.
Or
Herb pretty much says she's not like us. She's not from around.
Yeah.
I think they're aware they're trapped. Almost like you're back to that Twilight Zone episode where the boy controls the town. I think they're aware of what's going on because just when you go back to that first episode, when the husband's choking, she knows it's Wanda's creating this choking. She's pretty much laughing, saying, "Stop it, stop it, stop it." She's telling Wanda, "Stop it, stop it, stop it," because it's Wanda creating this situation.
Yeah. And I wonder too, like when they were rewatching the show, that blonde lady, and I can't remember who was questioning her, the whole part with her saying like, "I don't trust you, I don't trust your husband," or "I know who you are," and the glass breaking, that all kind of is like disappeared, and it just like jumps to the part where she has the towel in her hand and says, "Do you know how we wash out a napkin?" or something like that.
I think it's that guy from Sword
Blipping it out.
that's editing the video.
Okay.
Oh, Haywood.
Haywood.
Are you talking about the people coming back from the dusting? Because that's the whole part of Infinity War Endgame.
Like every time, like Darcy's watching the video and it, like they're going down one route and then it flips back and it becomes all nice. I think they're editing that.
We have Who Dat Dave.
Yeah.
Who Dat Dave? The dusting, the snap, that goes all the way back to Infinity War. So what's at the beginning?
I don't
of
know
the
if that's what.
episode
Yeah, that was
is
because
the snap when the Hulk or Professor Hulk does the snap and he brings everybody back. This is when you see Monica Rambeau and everybody in the hospital come back. This is actually, that snap happens right before the great battle that we see in Endgame. So you got to remember, these people are being snapped back into existence. That big battle in Endgame still ahead of that reemergence of all these people. It didn't like the battle didn't happen and everybody came back. Everybody came back. Then the big battle happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Thanos snapped. They all half of them disappeared.
Yep.
Hulk snapped and brought them back after they got
right.
So, in a nutshell, that's how.
And then the Iron Man snap was getting rid of
the bad guys.
The bad guys, Thanos and.
Okay. Yeah, because that wasn't clear to me. Like I was kind of struggling with that. I forgot about that whole piece with Hulk bringing them all back because I was trying to think of the timeline.
Yeah.
And when that was happening and why, like that woman had already passed away.
The woman?
Mom Rambeau. I don't remember her name. Maria, thank you. I haven't watched these movies enough, right? I've watched them once with you guys.
And how many people said they didn't like Captain Marvel? I think, Captain Marvel was not on a list of favorite things. And
I
needed to know Captain Marvel to need to know who Rambeau was here.
You need to know who people are.
So did Maria Rambeau get cancer from hanging around Captain Marvel so much?
I'll bet you.
Not really.
Radiation.
I think so.
I don't think so because she didn't really hang out with her that much. Unless
Captain Marvel disappeared and didn't come back for a very long time.
No, they were buddies.
They don't show that they have a relationship. So.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I don't think she was with her 24/7.
But just enough to pick up on all that
Captain
radiation.
Marvel has a lot of that.
Yeah, but then wouldn't Monica?
CMBR.
Monica was also very close friends with her.
That's true. That's a good point.
But Monica later becomes Captain Marvel. So.
Yeah, but I don't think she's Captain Marvel yet.
But what I'm saying,
she's not.
You can't get cancer from hanging out with. You can't say Captain Marvel gave
Maria
Maria.
We don't know. I mean, that's the thing. I'm just speculating.
Because then anybody who held the Tesseract or was around the Tesseract or around any energy from the Tesseract would have got cancer. Anybody who's hanging out with the Scarlet Witch or Wanda would have cancer. Anybody who's around Vision who has the Mind Stone would get cancer because they're all Infinity Stones. If you're saying that stones can create cancer, you know,
maybe that's going to be phase 5 to where they're all in the cancer ward.
Maybe they're all in the cancer ward. Yeah, that's just messed up.
Oh, jeez.
Not fine.
No, it's just that we don't know. That's just speculation. I'm just,
Yeah. But see what who that Dave said?
Yeah.
They would never been interested in Marvel movies. They watched Age of Ultron last night just to kind of like bring that all together.
Infinity War and Endgame, because that's going to give you all of the context you need for like the whole of Vision being dead. Infinity War.
Very sad. I hope Vision comes back, but I'm sappy like that. So
okay. So Monica can get in. That beekeeper dude can get in, but Jimmy Woo can't get in. Is that?
I think he could. He's scared.
Jimmy Woo could get in, but he says, "Can't you feel it?
It doesn't want him.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Oh.
He didn't go up and like get force jumped back. I'm sure if he walked up to it, he'd get sucked into it. I think he just knows that it's not something that force energy wants.
Well,
yeah, he's scared.
And Jimmy Woo is by the book, and he's a Boy Scout.
Tracy's got the broom.
Broom.
I think that the guy at Shield, keep forgetting his name, Fletcher, Hayward, whatever, Hayward. Fletcher. I think he purposely sent Monica there to get rid of her, just to get rid of her.
Because she was asking questions or something? Oh, he assigned her to that.
I think he assigned her to that mission because, well, her mom started Sword, right? And he was named the director, blah, blah, blah.
Well, the whole thing was that
he's trying to get rid of her.
Oh, that's a good point. I never thought of that. He wants her out of the picture.
I haven't trusted him since the moment I saw him.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not looking that deep into it yet with him.
Oh, I am.
I know
I've watched it 45 times.
I know
45 times.
I still think that it's much simpler than it is, and
is
than
anything
what we're
ever
thinking.
Marvel,
and
though?
so far, my theory was right for this episode.
Yeah, we're overthinking. Yeah.
Well, again, after I do with watching WandaVision,
He always watches this.
I always go back to New Rock Stars and watch their breakdown. I will. If I'm a nerd, they're super nerds, and they really break down everything. What's nice is that we could see that once Darcy, she's a doctor now. She's trying to get the whole. They don't have an idea of what's going on, so they bring back all these people. They're bringing in all these intelligent people, super intelligent people, and she's astrophysics. Is that what her field was?
Yeah. No one cares.
But she knew.
That was what she was asking the people. The one guy wouldn't answer.
Yeah.
I'm a civil engineer. No one cares.
I love how where's this coming from? Is it live? And she's like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Like he's so much out of it.
She seems so much more like, because in the Thor movies she was just kind of ditzy and out there, and she seems like she's kind of more grounded now, and she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
So,
she's still hilarious. So
I really
I
love when like she's sitting with Jimmy and she's like, "Do you want one?" Like talking about the chips, and he's like, "I'd want a kid, like little Jimmy Woo."
Yeah.
She was like, "That's not what I'm talking about."
Yeah. The chip.
Oh no, thank you.
So, welcome in, Francisco. That's fun to say.
Oh, here we go. I knew that was going to happen.
Bye-bye.
Hello, Francisco.
So, I thought it was really interesting when they were going through and they were like picking out all of the people who were real. If you say it, I'm taking it out.
That's fun, Dave.
it reminded because I even wrote down in my notes that Wu is he's basically deep diving just like we are, trying to figure out what's going on, and all of his notes going through. He's like,
yes,
yes. All these things he's got on the board, and who is this? And why is this hexagonal? And are the scrolls involved? Because he's got
Vision alive. I saw that as
exactly.
Vision.
Is Vision alive?
I know.
He's asking the same questions we've been asking for the last 3 episodes.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I would love Vision to be back, but I don't know.
I agree with Kinsey. I think that Vision is still there. He's
conscious.
I think that he is a part of Wanda. And I think the Mind Stone energy has kept him alive, and he's a part of Wanda. And I think Wanda is able to make him appear, and but he's still able to question things. And I think that's the thing. I think that she's the one that is making him appear in her vision, but I think he is still able to think for himself and put ideas in her head as to why what's he's kind of the conscience, like the Jiminy Cricket of WandaVision. He's the conscience, and he's trying to question, okay, well, what are you doing, Wanda? Why are you doing this? So I still think Wanda's the one doing it all. And I still feel like she's the one that has created this whole thing. We'll see. But
I think somebody put in there, is Vision a zombie, or an actual body of Vision?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think, maybe not, but you could tell at the end of this episode that Vision.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? We see his face.
We see his dead, because that's his dead body. Because that's the way he looks in Endgame,
pulled the stone out,
or in Infinity War. That's the way he looks, and I think I don't agree that I don't think that it's his actual body that's there. It's just her.
Someone was like, someone online said something like, she's just pulling a weekend at Bernie's with Vision's dead body in a random house. Like, I saw that. I thought that was kind of funny, but
again, that is her final, that's the final image of him when he dies. And so that's where she's remembering him, because, she remembers Pietro, she remembers Ultron. She's remembering those things, and they're coming back. So this was just one more flash that says, okay, well, I remember these things again, but she doesn't want to remember these things. And so that's why she's coming back to the
I think a part of the fact I think one of the reasons she did see that was because Monica had broken her immersion so much. And like Chris says, she's starting to slip up.
Yeah.
Well, I have a feeling that everybody in town knows what's going on, knows that they have to be they're what's going on, that she's making the changes. They're conscious of it, but they have to play along with it.
Yeah.
I do not think Doctor Strange is going to be in this.
I don't.
That's why they're having those secret meetings at the library.
Right. Because, and I think Vision is aware of what's going on also.
Yeah.
So
I think he has an idea, but I think Wanda keeps snapping him back because it's she's the one that's controlling him.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. But then that's the thing. He sees something and it's not right, and so then he starts to question, because he always comes back, to Wanda, and she, basically erases it from him. But except for that last scene where he's still kind of giving her the side eye, Now, if we had started talking about the different people, and I went through and I looked up the names to see if there were any relevance at all as to any other Marvel things. There are not. These are just random names.
I find it very interesting that the only 2 people we're not seeing up there are Agnes and
Dottie.
Dottie.
Those are the only 2. And
Agnes's picture is there. Agnes.
Well, the pictures are there,
no
but they don't have
license
identification.
Correct.
Yeah, and so that's where I feel, and I still feel that Agnes is a different character from what I know. And if that's the case, then she is helping Wanda to create this thing. And she is the one who's helping to control the neighborhood.
Yeah.
in my opinion, because she's always there and they're always whispering. So I don't know if it's she's the one that's basically warning them, saying, hey, you need to follow along with this, otherwise Wanda will kill you, or do something bad to you. So that's what I feel.
So Anthony Manzano says the whole season of WandaVision feels like a person who is dealing with dissociative personality disorder. Specifically talk about Wanda panel.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it is very like she's in a totally different reality.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting.
Yes.
Obviously we'll see later on how very aware she is of it. Like we said, if she's the one who put herself there, that kind of thing. I don't think she's aware of it. And Who Dat Dave wants to know, do we think that the twins will continue to grow at rapid rate?
Yes.
I think they will.
Yeah. And again, if they go along with the comic book, they do become kids. They grow up to be like, I don't know, middle school age in the comics.
Okay.
So they that may, and we already have little blips of them going trick or treating and things like that from the trailers. So I do feel like they will continue to play a part. I liked the choice of the song in this one.
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
Now, did you see in the closing credits that they had a picture of Zombie Vision?
Yes. Well,
so
and I forgot too. I meant to mention. Did you catch the fact that the opening for this one was the Marvel logo?
Marvel opening.
Yeah, because we're
Marvel opening with scenes from Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You see the snap, the Tony snap, the Tony snapping his fingers. And yes, the new Marvel opening, which we hadn't had the Marvel opening for all of WandaVision until, which, I mean, look at the title of this episode. The title of this episode was, what's it?
We interrupt this program.
We interrupt this programming. So it's pretty much like special report. It gives us that backstory that we needed for this.
Yeah.
So do we have powers? Yes, I'm pretty sure. Well, they're called Wiccan and Speed.
Yeah.
I'm sure that has something to do with it.
Wait, what?
They're called their comic book names are Wiccan and Speed.
Oh, okay. I thought they were Tommy and Billy. Okay.
Well, they are.
Those are their names.
They are.
Look at Tracy.
They are. It's Tommy and Billy, and actually Wiccan and Speed are not actually these kids. Wiccan and Speed come in the comic books. They're the souls of these kids who get put into other kids. It's totally weird.
Okay.
So Wiccan and
Speed. Read comics. It makes sense.
Wiccan and Speed won't be in this. I don't feel. They're not going to have powers. I think that they're just going to be normal kids because that's what Wanda wants. But I think I do think that because of the whole family dynamic, they will grow, and we will see that. So
Anthony Manzano is getting deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, fugue.
What we were looking for is a fugue state. She's creating a whole different reality to cope with her PTSD. Talking about Wanda, I agree. That's what I think exactly is. I think someone's manipulating her, but she's the one has that power to do it all.
Yeah.
Someone behind the scenes or someone is manipulating her to do what she's doing. It's just her and her power doing all of that.
Yeah.
I had a couple of questions after watching this. Again, it answered lots of questions, but then it also,
raised some
questions.
I had another thought about the thing really quick. With the whole Wanda being put in there.
Yeah.
The guy, I'm forgetting his name. But the one that we're all suspicious of.
Yes, Fletcher.
There's a chance that
Fletcher.
Hayward.
There's a chance that Hayward put her there to keep her from, like, maybe he convinced her to go into that reality so she's not an issue outside of the reality type thing. That was my thought process. What, Russ?
So the first question that I got is, who is Jimmy Woo looking for?
That is true. Jimmy.
Who is the witness protection person?
The missing person.
And he keeps talking about that it's a guy. So who is it?
Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph.
No, Ralph, the one that Agnes keeps talking about, her husband Ralph, the one that
So that's one big question as to who this person is. Why is he in protection in the first place? You know, what's the whole thing?
It could be someone that we know already,
It
but
could
they were
be.
given a totally different name because they're in witness protection. It
Well,
could
true.
literally be someone like very
Nick Fury.
well-known.
Oh.
It could be Nick Fury. Who knows? That wouldn't be horrible, but he's doing something else. So
let's see. What Mark and Irene were asking, does the sword viewing station look like the screen clips from prior episodes? Trying to see if there's a third party censoring the episode or if it's just viewing. That like we were talking about how whether or not you guys think that Sword is the one that's censoring the video.
I don't think Sword is censoring the video. I don't
either.
I think whoever's manipulating Wanda to continue this reality that she's in is censoring it. If it happens to be Agnes, if it happens to be Ralph, or it may be the person who's in witness protection.
Well, I mean, I still think it's Wanda.
I don't think Wanda's, because somebody is actually throwing that out. Someone is. So the radiation, what's it, CSB or what's it called?
The radiation.
CMBR.
CMBR is what's carrying the frequency out. So somebody has to be able to manipulate the CMBDR, or whatever the heck it's called. So it has to be somebody who has probably powers of those of the stones.
So
like Doctor Strange or something.
They explain the fact that the CMBR is basically cosmic microbiologic background radiation, or the same energy from the Big Bang,
which created all the Infinity Stones.
True. And so to me, and again, because I feel that Wanda is the one in charge of it all, I feel that this is just a side effect of what she's doing. That the radiation is leaking out because it's her powers from the Mind Stone. That the radiation is leaking out, and this is just the way that they're able to pick up on it, because she is creating this sitcom world, and so it's coming out as a sitcom on television.
Yeah,
that's the way that I feel. You know, I don't think Sword has anything to do with any of this. I think they are the outside organization who is coming in to investigate. And yes, Hayward might be a little sleazy kind of and creepy, but I don't feel that he is the one doing it. I feel that he's the one in charge, and I think that there's going to be some tension between the way they handle it, because Monica wants to, make sure that Wanda comes out of this okay. Hayward probably doesn't care.
I don't think he does care. I think if you're looking at it, is Sword is going to protect the human people, the non-enhanced people.
He reminds me of the general from
General Ross.
Yeah, General Ross. He's that kind of a character where he's making sure that his job is getting done. And I don't want all these super powered people because we can't control them. And that's one reason why Sword is what it is now, because they are there to protect the Earth from people like Wanda.
So,
Anthony, I don't think we're going to be seeing any big cameos, and if we are, it's not going to be till way in the season.
I think the cameos that we have now are what we're going to get. But
like someone like Doctor Strange, and a part of that is also that we would be aware if Benedict Cumberbatch was on the set for it, like that kind of thing. Like, I don't think there's really a way for us to get a genuine, like, hardcore, crazy cameo from anybody.
So, Wonderful World of Walter, you said, going back to look at the clip from Sword viewing station from episode 1, that's Darcy. We see that same clip in this episode where Darcy puts down a notebook and shoves the pen over. So we know it's Darcy in that first episode on the end credit scene.
And Garrett, I'm not saying that Wanda's the one in witness protection, and because that's another question that I had that I was going to wait and get to here in a minute. But I'm not saying that it's Wanda. I think it's somebody else that Jimmy's looking for, because they don't know anything about Wanda. They don't know.
Jimmy Woo has no idea Wanda was there.
So I think it's somebody totally outside that we don't know yet, or we may know, but we don't know that that's who they're looking for.
I think it's her.
So I have my own, like, Russ has his theory. I know Jeff has a theory. I want to say what my official, like, theory about it is. I think that Wanda was manipulated into creating this little universe of her own. Whether it be Agnes, Fletcher, and just calling him whatever, whether it's someone like them or if it's a totally different person we haven't even seen yet. I think someone has manipulated her into creating it and helped her.
Right.
I think she kind of I don't think she was sitting there like, I'm just going to create this entire reality.
Yeah, I don't think she got the idea on her own.
I think someone manipulated her into doing it. Mm-hmm. And in the process, her mind was wiped of creating it. She has knowledge of Ultron. She has knowledge of Pietro. She has knowledge of Endgame, all this other stuff. She, like, Sokovia was mentioned in episode 1. But I don't think someone threw her into it, but I also don't think she created it all on her own. I think someone manipulated her into doing it. I think she has had her mind wipe of doing it. And
sorry, go ahead. Continue.
Oh, I think that she is in control of certain things, but I don't think she's in charge of all of it. Mm-hmm. I think there's another higher power above her that's keeping her to manipulating her to doing things. So, I'm
who that, Dave? And this is another thing that this is another question.
Well, I want to hear what Jeff's theory is, like his official theory.
Do you know what Hayward's first name is?
Yeah.
Fred. No. I think he's behind it. I think he's convinced Wanda to create this reality to keep her at bay, just to keep her from. He knows where she is. So you can have this little area here. Just do what you need to do in this area, and we'll keep you at bay here. And I think he sent Monica in knowing that what she's doing there, and to try to get rid of Monica.
Well, what I think it would be difficult for him to do that, though, because he's like, they've got other people there too.
Right.
There's other, like, types of people. But my other thing is that if see, I don't think that he put Wanda there, but I think he is up to some dirty things. I don't think he wants what's best for Monica. I don't think he cares about her. I think that Monica is a threat to his authority at SWORD, and I think he wants some type of way to get rid of her, whether that be through that or the whole thing where he's like, oh, your mom put it in place. We don't have any proof that her mom put that in place. The rule that she couldn't go and do those other things. We have no reason to believe that that's true at all, other than his word. So I think that, I don't think he put Wanda there, but I don't think he's good. I think he's got something out for Monica. Wanda and Omega level mutant. Okay.
Yeah, Wanda is, in the comics, probably the most powerful mutant there is. Yes. But in the MCU, she's not a mutant. So that's the thing. This is a different version of Wanda than we know from the comics. My question is,
hi, Emily.
My question is, again, if she was manipulated by someone, or if someone from outside has come in and tried to help her, obviously this is what, if this is supposed to be a couple weeks after the events of Endgame, where are the other Avengers? Where, what happened that has separated her from everyone else that she was fighting with, and, what has happened there? Like, because she does have friends, so why has she gone this route rather than staying with the Avengers. Now, obviously,
True.
all throughout her storyline in the MCU, she has kind of been, stuck in the corner, because of her powers and because of their fear of her powers. But that to me is like, okay, well, they've just kind of abandoned her, and so there could be someone, and I do agree with you, Kenzie, that there is someone else, and I do think it's Agnes, that there is someone else who is trying to help her, and by putting her in this state, because that's what happens in the comics. The character of Agnes, or Agatha is her actual name, is that she is a witch herself, and she puts Wanda in this state to help her cope. But it goes awry.
Yeah, I think regarding the whole thing with the Avengers, I mean, we saw after the first Avengers and, the beginning of Civil War, they don't know where people are all the time. They had no idea where Banner was, and they had no idea where Hulk was.
Well, of course, after the events of Avengers, Thor's gone. Also, all the Guardians of the Galaxy, they're all gone.
Yep.
Spider-Man's in Europe. Tony's gone, obviously. So really, Barton is possible, and we may get some of this, later on. That Barton's off on his own, probably doing his own thing with his family. But it makes it does make sense, and yes, Mark and Irene totally understand that depression takes you away from people, which totally I know that personally. So it's just, and I get that, and that's probably where she's going. She's looking for an outside help, and she may have found the wrong kind of help.
When you think about it, she's lost literally everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally everything in her life. So I can imagine her, being in that such a dark space that she would do absolutely anything to feel any type of happiness again.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff's not happy about my coffee.
No,
Sorry.
She made coffee. The kids didn't.
Are you kidding me? Are you leaving?
Yeah, I'm gonna go out here.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it that offensive?
Yes.
The smell of coffee.
I don't like coffee either.
I'm not a fan of the smell of it.
But it's not gonna make me leave.
He's gonna go get something else to drink, and he'll be back. He's cranky pants.
But no, I mean that again. I think that this episode has been wonderful. I think it's answered a lot of questions, but it also keeps a lot of things open. And I'm excited to see where it goes from here. I think, like I said, this is the halfway point just about, and I feel like, from here, it can either continue to go up, or it can now, this is the peak of it, and now we're going to get the conclusion for season 1. I'm not saying that it's going to go downhill from here, but I'm just saying that, within the story arc, this is the arc.
Yeah.
Well, I think that we're going to get, like, this episode was a break from the mold from the first 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
We had just Wanda's television show, and then we had reality. So maybe we're going to get more of a back and forth between those two things.
Yeah.
Like, there's a chance, because I know we're going to be getting the Halloween's. We're going to be getting the 80s episode with her big hair and all that. I'm very excited about that. But it's not like we're just in reality now. We're still getting Wanda's sitcom. We're still getting Wandavision sitcom version, but maybe not the entire episode now.
Yeah.
Right.
And Anthony, who knows? We'll see, we'll see where WandaVision leads to, because again, it's all of this stuff is supposed to be somewhat connected. Let's see. The next show is Falcon and Winter Soldier released, right?
Right. We're going to get a sword show. If we're getting a sword show, I think you're going to see Monica Rambeau and maybe Jimmy Woo be heavily involved in the sword show.
Maybe
Jimmy Woo comes over from the FBI.
And then, but yeah, I mean, all of this stuff is supposed to be connected, all within the same universe. So it's not going to be, it's not going to be like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to where it's in the same universe, but it's in its own little thing. I think that this is the beginning of Phase 4. This is an actual, part of the timeline now, as to from here, we're going forward after the events of Endgame, and these characters are continuing on with their story. This is what happens to them. So I like it because I like the fact that it is creating Scarlet Witch. And whether or not she becomes the Scarlet Witch that she does in the comics, where she is a very deadly and powerful mutant or powerful, entity, I feel like, and I hope that she might become a villain, but then come back. That's my hope.
I want Wanda to remain adorable like she is. She better stay adorable.
Well, I mean, and I'm not saying like a villain is to where she's got malice towards others. She's doing what she thinks she needs to do because it's her. And so that's the thing where I think it's leading to. It's the story of how Scarlet Witch becomes Scarlet Witch. She won't be Wanda anymore. She will become Scarlet Witch.
And in the trailer, we see a very small scene where we actually see Vision versus Wanda beginning.
What?
Yeah, there is a very, very small clip.
Yes.
So you blink and you miss it, Ange. Yeah. Wanda versus Vision. I think Vision's going to be like, this is wrong. Like, he's going to tell her off and say, you should not be doing this. This is wrong. You're hurting yourself. And I think
it's not true. It's impossible.
Yeah. I really think that's something that's going to happen at some point. I think that he is going to break her immersion completely. Oh my gosh.
Cheers.
So Drew references the person in witness protection program as a he, so it is a man. I think it's Ralph, Agnes's husband. That's me.
I think Ralph's made up myself.
Well, there's no other men we've seen in the community other that there's no one that Woo's been like, oh, that's my person. Like that has
well, right. That's the thing. He hasn't recognized them yet either. So
they've recognized everybody except Agnes and Dottie.
And it could be that, they find him eventually and that, he might have something to do with it, or he just may have been the reason that they stumbled across Westview in the first place. Who knows?
I don't think they're involved. I think that's just a reason for Woo to have been introduced into the situation. But I think Vision's going to be like Vision. We've seen very small little bits where Vision's realizing something's not right.
Yes, Mike. Jeff has a tissue stuffed up his nose.
Yeah, he has a tissue in his nose.
You're nasty.
This coffee, not only is it it's decaf, it has coconut creamer in it. It's delicious.
Oh my goodness, Jeff.
Come on.
Tampons would be more effective. I think you should go try that out.
Jeff, you do know that while Chris from Dad's Bills cannot clip that from the screen.
Oh, Garrett already said he's gotten a screenshot.
Garrett can do a screenshot.
Oh, I need to get a close-up of Jeff.
I don't care.
Thank you, Suzanne. Suzanne says yum.
Yum.
I didn't finish my coffee this morning because we had to get out the door. So there was still a cup in the pot. I poured it in my cup. I heated it up.
I can't stand the smell of coffee, and you bring it right next to me.
Shush.
So I think that stuff, I cannot say the other word I want to say, stuff is going to go down.
Yes.
And it's going to be amazing because we've only seen a very, very, very small clip of Wanda using her powers. And I love Wanda. She's my favorite female in the entirety of the MCU. She's amazing. I love her powers. I love her stories. She's just amazing. So I'm very happy that we're getting more content of her. And I love her because the reason I love Loki. Morally gray characters.
Yeah.
Morally gray characters are so fun.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, that's the whole thing with Scarlet Witch. She's been a good guy and a bad guy multiple occasions within her, comic book career.
And that's why
I think it's cool that they're exploring that. So
everyone can say their final thoughts about the episode, and then we got to wrap up.
Yeah, Keystone. I think that it's 8 or 9. So that's what I say. I think we're about the halfway point now. That
which is so sad. The episodes aren't long enough.
No.
You think they're going to get longer as it goes?
Well,
kind of like
this was the longest one, I think, wasn't it?
I know, and it still felt so short.
It did. It did. It's isn't it crazy? I was going to say Tracy, you don't care as much. Kenzie, that something would come out that we would love almost as much as The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Like we were so sad when that ended, and now it's like we're into this new thing, and it's kind of taken our mind off of it.
I like this better than season 2 Mandalorian.
Of course, you guys know how much more of a Marvel nerd I am than a Star Wars nerd, but it's like, well, it's like, oh yeah, we were watching Mandalorian a month ago.
Yeah, and we were just devastated, weren't we?
Yeah, and I'm trying to get Matt to watch all of the Marvel movies at some point because he hasn't watched all of them. He's only watched some of them, so I'm trying to get him to watch all of them so things make a little more sense. I mean, when we watch it, all three of us are just like talking like a bunch of nerds about Marvel. So, obviously we're all having a lot of fun when it comes to, the
show. Might as well have, Matt.
I'm having some coffee, and he had to plug his nose. I mean, come on.
So,
I'm already sad that it's almost over. Like,
I know.
Keystone, I totally agree. It seems like half of the episode is the end.
Yes, it's insane.
Oh my goodness! How much? What's it like? A 6 minute end credit, 6 to 7 minute end credit.
There's a lot of production value.
Yeah.
Oh, there is no doubt. And you know what? And if there's only 10, or if there's 8 or 10 episodes, if they're high quality, if they're going to spend their money for 13 or 22 episodes, you're going to get cheap episodes. You get 8 to 10 episodes, you're going to get good episodes. And that's what I would want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my final thought about the episode, this is my favorite one out of all of them, mainly because we're getting more content, we're getting more explanation, and we're getting more characters. I also am so excited for the next one.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see where this goes, and I've been having a lot of fun discussing it because it's actually, it is aggravating when not everybody agrees about the same thing, but it's also really fun with everybody's different theories.
Yes.
No, I mean, I'm not aggravated about it. I just think it's fun because it's something for us to talk about, and because if we all agree on it, then it's boring.
Like Matt says, Ken started watching all the Avengers movie, but Ken's never watched Iron Man. That's not my problem. It's the fact that I know I'm eventually going to have to watch Iron Man 3, and that puts me off of it. Like, it makes me not want to do it. All right.
Hey, Neil.
Russ, what's your final opinion about the episode?
I loved it. I mean, I thought it was great. Again, it answers those questions that we've been asking the last 3 weeks. It opens it up, opens the door up now for what is to come. So I'm excited. I mean, I think it's going to be great, and I'm excited for Friday. So,
Jeff and Ange,
go ahead.
Are you done with that coffee yet?
Just say it.
I think the next episode will be sort of like episodes 1 through 3 and a little bit of episode 4 in it. I don't think it's going to be like. I'm glad they had this episode 4 when they did, because it explained 1, 2, and 3, what was going on with 1, 2, and 3. But I think there's going to be like now that they've established that they're seeing what they're doing with these sitcoms, there's going to be like the sitcom part, and they're going to be like analyzing it on their side. And I think it's going to be a little bit of both now. And I think it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like the episode. I liked what you said, Kenzie. I mean, kind of trying to pull it all together as much as it can at this point. So, yeah.
Well, and I also feel like too that we'll have more interaction between the two.
Yeah.
Because they'll be trying to get into Wanda, and Wanda will try to keep them out. So
yes.
Dad,
Is Monica going back in?
No, I don't
think so.
So
I don't think so.
This was a great episode. It gave us some of the answers that we needed. It also proved, like, when Monica got kicked out of the 70s show, she came out in her 70s styles. What else would we seen with the beekeeper? We don't know what happened to the beekeeper. She just blipped him. He's gone.
Well, there's a theory that he was integrated and he's the ice cream person.
Yeah, no, that's a different actor altogether. But still, I mean, who knows for sure? But here, the beekeeper's completely wiped out. But if you notice that when they brought that tether from the beekeeper out on that line, it was in that jump rope. So what she does to the reality in Westfield will take effect. So whenever she decides to collapse that reality in that Westfield, whatever they're dressed as or whatever's done as, or whatever she's done to the Westfield, when it's finally snapped to reality, will definitely be what's there, because she made it that way.
Yeah.
Very
I
interesting.
loved it. And yeah, I agree. I could see where Carlos is coming from. 27 minutes is perfect for him and for some of the people getting into it because they don't want to delve deep like the rest of us. Us nerds, we want a 3-hour Wanda.
I would love like an hour episode type thing.
Finale might be an hour. Finale, mark my words. I bet it's going to be longer, right? Do you think?
Matt, no. Matt, you're wrong. That movie's horrible.
But so I can't wait. I can't wait for what's to come.
Yeah, Jeff's
pretty excited about it, Tracy.
And I want to take a nap.
Like you got feathers in your nose, maybe.
Jeff, say finger looking good.
It's finger looking good.
Oh, it's like you have the Colonel. You look like Colonel Sanders.
Oh, is that what it is?
All right.
I get it.
Thank you guys so much for being here. We are all loving WandaVision like crazy. I'm very excited to talk about it again next week. Whose channel is it on? Russ's channel. Okay, so we're going to be on Russ's channel next Sunday talking about the next episode of WandaVision that will be out on this Friday. So if you have not watched the previous episodes of WandaVision, what are you doing here? None of this makes sense.
Whoa. Don't kick people out. Enjoy watching us.
Oh, yes. I enjoy that you're here, but I don't understand how you could get any content out of this if you haven't watched it.
Well, hopefully it inspires you to go and watch it.
Yes, go watch it. It's so good.
So she came out for us, so thank you, goodness.
So excited about WandaVision. Make sure, if you haven't watched the previous episodes, watch them now. Watch the episode on Friday because we're going to be talking about it on Sunday on Russ's channel. It's going to be awesome. I just know it's just going to keep getting better from here, especially with all these new characters that we're being introduced to.
Yes, Mike, we know you haven't seen a single episode. But
yes.
He does have access to Disney Plus now, so he can watch.
Nice. So on my channel, I'm not streaming tomorrow because it is Matt's birthday.
Yeah, we're not gonna have a birthday stream.
Matt.
We gotta have a birthday stream.
We can stream for him if you want us to.
Do that, yes.
Does he like M&Ms? Does he like M&Ms?
I guess. Yeah, sure. I don't know.
He'll be inebriated by 5:00.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Matt's 21st birthday is tomorrow. Everybody wish him a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Matt.
To you.
No, we're not singing. So,
okay.
Oh, I can sing.
Like I said, I'm not streaming tomorrow because Matt's birthday.
Just because you can sing doesn't mean you should sing.
So I won't be streaming at my normal 4:30 time. He's muted.
He's trying to sing loud enough that it picks up on yours.
I mute myself.
I could go out there and mute him physically.
Put a tissue in his mouth.
So, thank you guys.
Are we going to talk about what's coming up?
Yeah, I know. I'm getting there. You're frustrating me. So,
I'm frustrating you.
Yeah. So I'm not streaming on tomorrow, and we don't have Friday. We don't have Friday Family Pizza Night this week.
But
no.
This week though.
But you got something else Friday.
Someone's sitting on the hot seat.
Oh yeah, I'm on hot seat on Friday. I totally.
Is that later though? Is it 9 on Friday?
I believe it's at 9.
Okay.
So
I thought these were on Sunday night.
Well, they because were, but the football game.
Did he move them?
He had to rearrange.
Oh.
He had to rearrange
Friday, I will be in the hot seat. Please don't call. Don't.
Who wants Pete's phone number?
No.
Right in the chat right now.
I know Jeff is going to be calling.
Everybody has Pete's phone number.
That's true. Pretty much everybody does.
So, and then Super Bowl is a Sunday that Kenzie's supposed. No, I was actually supposed to be last Sunday, but the football game was at the same time.
Yeah, he had another.
Yeah, he had another stream that was supposed to be going on. So, Dad, what are you doing?
I just posted Pete's number.
309
What?
8675.
I just posted Pete's number.
Is that actually his number?
No,
Okay.
555's a.
He's being silly.
it's a made up number.
Okay.
Joke.
I was gonna say I was actually gonna tell you.
Jenny, I got your
Okay.
number.
Very excited about that. What do you guys have coming up? He keeps singing. I can't have him doing that. What do you guys have coming up? And then I'll put him.
Oh, wow.
Tuesday we have book club on T. Marie's Place. We're doing James Bond on Her Majesty's Secret Service. I think we're up to chapter 11.
What time is that, Russ?
That's at 3:00 on Tuesdays.
At 3. Okay.
And then Wednesday I will be on with Pete at 7, I believe, or 7:30. I'm not sure exactly. I think it's 7. But yeah, and I'm not in the hot seat, at least this time. This is just hanging out with Pete. And then on Saturday, we're going to have a show and talk about basically kind of the current status of Disney and kind of what our thoughts on what's going on in the parks, our thoughts on kind of some of the announcements that have been made recently. So it's kind of our opinions on Disney, the state of Disney. And then, like we said, Sunday will be Nerd Talk on my channel at 3. So.
Wow.
All right.
Lots.
Man.
So after this, at some point, Magic Kingdom, right? We're going to stream
Are we
again.
going back?
Yes, we're going back because Zach's friend Luke is here, and it's his last. Long park day, full day.
I don't want to go back.
Yeah, and then tomorrow, Kenzie, if you're not going to stream, maybe we'll go over to Disney Springs.
Yeah.
And maybe go to the M&M store. We should do that. And then Tuesday,
I want M&Ms with Jeff's face on them.
Oh, geez.
I'm not paying $16 a pound for M&Ms when I can go to
I
go to Walmart and get them for.
Yeah, I know, but I still want to go see it. And then Tuesday, we might be streaming from a secret place, but that would be earlier in the day.
But knowing Anne, she's gonna expose what it is tomorrow during.
There are no secrets.
I mean, like a secret place, but we'll see. That'll be Tuesday, and then Thursday's Dreaming with a Mouse. We'll see if we are with Myers or not, but we will definitely do it. Right, Dreaming with a Mouse. Yes. Thursday at 5, and then Saturday we have our normal 11 o'clock stream. So
seems like
Keystone actually. Pictures are being created for book club, so I would definitely tune in on this coming Tuesday.
Oh, geez.
Dad, what do you have coming up? Don't be stupid.
Don't sing anymore.
Book club at on Tuesday. We're up to chapter 11 in Bond. It's on Her Majesty's Secret Service. Great book so far. On Thursday, I have Not Wasting Time. I'm going to be doing the next episode of the BBC Sherlock. We've watched the first episode from series 1. Series 2, episode 2 is the next one that we'll be discussing. Hopefully, we can get some people in to watch that. And then
Nerd Talk
next week on Russ's channel.
So thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate you taking the time out of your Sunday to hang out with us so we can talk about nerdy things. And then you can talk to us about nerdy things because it's really great talking about stuff. So we will see you guys in the next stream.
Oh, my.
Bye.
Bye.